Why don't people file taxes? A lot of times it's accidental behavior that just kind of gets out of control. And in my situation at the time when this was all going on in my life, I was working, um, an EMT paramedic, or as my daughter likes to call it, an ambulance driver. I was an EMS worker, and was started working with the local ambulance company here. And I was working a lot of overtime back then. I was, if I remember right, 19. So I was 19 years old, working all this overtime. And I remember the older guy that was in the ambulance had told me, and when I say older, I think he was probably in his early 20s. It's like, Carlos, why are you working so much? And I told him, well, I got to make some extra money. It's Christmas time. And here we are at Christmas time, right, guys? So it's Christmas time. So I was working all these extra overtime shifts, 24-hour shifts, so I could make that extra money. And he's like, well, if you just claim 10 exemptions on your paycheck, you're going to get a bigger paycheck. You don't have to work as much. Well, I did that, and I claimed those 10 exemptions. And this is one of the reasons why people kind of get themselves in trouble. They'll claim those extra exemptions so they can get a bigger paycheck, or so they don't take so much money out of their bonus check, things like that. Well, I did that, and then when it came time to file taxes, a few months later, I prepared the tax returns, and then realized how much money I owed the government, and I couldn't afford that because I didn't have the money. So what I did is I just didn't file the return. Now, the reason I didn't file the return is because I didn't have the money to pay them.